again, so that's it.
Tom, did you want to have one meeting, you, me, and Glenn before to put
Now I
something
gotta
in?
write this up first and get it back to them, and then
Okay.
I talked to Glenn a little bit today.
And then we'll just send one
Have
big.
you met yet?
I got some stuff for I got the harassment and something else. I just thought we'd just do bullet points for all 7 subjects and
That's
send it
fine.
back in one
Let
group
me get
letter.
it organized, typed up, and then
Do it in
back
one
to the
group.
committee members if they have any change.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Thanks.
Okay. I just have, Pam and I met with an informal committee as far as being a watchdog for the new GovPro system and the advanced imaging. And we brought in Jody and Karen Blake and Tracy, that's right, from the auditor's office. And what we're trying to do is as commissioners, we're not really involved in a lot to see what's going on with that, to see if there is a problem. So what we tried to do is just, again, informally, we're not going to meet every month, but we're going to try to meet maybe quarterly, just to watchdog, see that we are still using the system, that it's used right, and if there's any problems, we can find out right away. In talking to Jen, I think to this point, we think that we've saved right around $38,000 just with GoPro for the year.
Most of that savings came from switching over to bulk purchase of paper.
Yeah.
It's been a great savings.
It's excellent. I appreciate that both GovPro and advanced imaging. That's great. Those are great committees. I appreciate you, all you've done. Anything else?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I met with Tom Payne last Friday from Border Energy. I was directed to meet with him because we didn't understand why the prices were in brackets towards the end, and he says the reason is because the price of gas went up. I said, oh, okay. I guess I thought we were locked into so much per therm, and that's all there was to it. So I'm not too understanding on that, but what I did tell Tom, and I thought this was interesting, and I'm honestly not sure if we've discussed it in a meeting or not. But there was some talk about us taking quotes from other gas companies. Are you guys okay with doing that if we get a couple more quotes? Tom's interested in re-quoting, which scared me a little bit.
I think it's a great idea.
Are you all right with it, Tom?
Yeah, I thought you gave us a memorandum on the.
Did I? Okay, I just know we had talked, because I want the quotes to be in by our next meeting, so we can make a decision on it, so. But Tom Payne was interested in quoting. Again, I thought that was interesting.
So you'll have quotes by the 12/3 date?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Okay.
That's what we're hoping
That's the day
for.
you gotta do all the bids too, I just didn't wanna.
And we're doing those at 10 o'clock?
I think that
What did we decide on
the
that?
deadline to turn them in is at 10. I think
Okay.
we open them at 11.
11? Okay. All right. Actually the mayor came to me last Friday, or sent me an email last Friday. He'd gotten an email from a lady who wanted to know about maybe putting a candle in the windows, not a real candle type thing in the windows of the courthouse. And so I talked with Mark about that, and we kind of brainstormed. Mark really did a great job over this past weekend. On Friday, he got two battery operated candles. One was a conventional bulb, one's an LED candle. He stuck them in a couple of windows in the courthouse, and honestly and truly, you can't see them. The windows are tinted so much, you can't see them. That said, this morning, Monday morning, the conventional battery-powered one was dead. The LED one was still shining bright, and the LED was cheaper. But nonetheless, you can't see them, and so I reported that back to the mayor and said, you know, it's a great idea, but it's not going to work. It's not going to function. So at least I wanted you to know about that.
What does that mean if you put a candle in your window?
I think a white candle just is a decoration. A blue candle, I think, is for police, firefighters, service people. Am I in here now?
I think it's waiting for someone to return.
Yes. And I think blue is safe return of law enforcement.
Or veterans or something.
Or veterans, yeah. Mhm. It is a way of preparing for a return. I mean, that's what it's.
Some people have to do
That's
that.
what it's all about, but with our beautifully tinted windows, nobody's gonna see them anyway, so. We had a couple of situations in the county that pointed out that our managers, our department heads, haven't been given real good instructions on reporting what we call unusual occurrences. When something happens out of the ordinary, when there might be a liability issue, those kind of things need reported to Pam ASAP. So we're going to work on trying to get the unusual occurrences reported. I do believe that with, I know what I wanted to bring up. Wasn't someone to come today and talk to us about the new security system? About getting a new security system at the courthouse?
That was gonna be Glassly, Ryan Glassly, I thought.
I just know somebody was coming.
I knew he had talked about it, but was that today?
No one gave me any information or emailed me to be on the agenda.
No, we didn't. That's true, we didn't get on the agenda, but I think they were told we'll come and present it. So I guess we're not gonna, I guess we'll just not talk about it right now then. What it points out is that with a new security system, it will probably be badge activated, and I'm just looking for a move more to use the badges as identifiers of the person and as the key you need to get in different buildings. Another thing that took place was there was a disciplinary action in a department, and Pam knew nothing about it. That's why the memo went out. Hey, you must keep HR in the loop when you're going to go through a disciplinary action. Need to get a meeting with the Allen County Commissioners. We talked about that. I spoke with, you probably know this better than I saw Brian Bills the other night at a basketball game, and he said what DNR really wants is for the county to continue to own the land. And I said, I didn't think the county was interested in that, and Camp Whitley is not interested, I don't think, in that. Do you know, have you heard anything along that line?
I did hear, I think they talked to Gene this weekend, and that's, Camp Whitley is not interested in having us own it.
Yeah.
Right, and I didn't know that the DNR had said anything about us keeping it. I thought it was gonna be turned over.
Well, they made a suggestion that perhaps it would be, well, they still would do they don't want to do another deed probably, but they thought, and I said, I don't think we want a liability issue
Still have liability.
for something, the Camp Whitley, so I'm not sure where Camp Whitley, well, I know Brian's getting everything around to send to the guy, so that's where we are there. We got this, we already talked about the road request for Richland Township and the meeting with Border, so I guess I've talked about that. The only thing is, I do want to give you some seated information here. I'm not telling you, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that these numbers are absolutely accurate, but what I do want to do is I want to review with you the seated plan for 12. if you don't mind. And then I'll give you first draft of a potential seated plan for 13-14. Project number 1 is the economic development. They are completely paid for. That fund has been expended. That project is completed for 2012. Project number 2 is GIS, and they spent all the $20,000 except for $815. Project number 3 is on-site, off-site improvements. They have $250,000 to spend. They still have underspent to the tune of $219,900. The next one is project 4 was to upgrade the radio system for the highway department. That has not been done, but Michael assured me today that that will be done before the end of the year. Project number 5 was deleted. Project number 6 is the Council on Aging. That project was completed. They have all their funds. Project number 7, I spoke with Brandon about this today. Do you know when the bill comes for the website maintenance?
I think it's towards the end of the year.
Okay, well, we haven't paid it, so we'd like to try to get that paid this year if we can.
Okay.
Project number 8 was the courthouse boilers and chiller, and we overspent there by $2,314. By the way, I took that to the council at their last meeting. The question was whether we really will wait till 13 to pay it or pay it now, and the council paid it now. So that's paid in the entire amount. And project number 9 was county highway repairs. We gave them $133,150, and they overspent by $628.27. So originally, we estimated the expense for 2012 to be $779,658. As of today, we've dispersed $228,608. We do anticipate spending the 40. We do anticipate spending the 8, bringing total anticipated disbursements to $276,608. As of today, we have cash on hand $886,772. 75% of that cash on hand would be $665,000. So based on the 75% rule, we have unspent seated for 2012 of $388,391. So I'm just telling you, this is just the way it works out. We just haven't spent close to what we said. And I don't know if there's I honestly don't know if there's a planned policeman out there or not. I really don't. You know, the law says you gotta spend 75%, but I don't know who the policeman is. So I don't know whether we're in trouble or we're frugal. I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm just giving you numbers, and again, they're rough numbers. I wouldn't bet on any of these numbers, to be real honest with you.
Mr. Chairman, is that unspent seated for 2012, is that just 2012, or is that the total that we have for 2012, 2013?
12?
Just 12.
I haven't even dealt with 13, no. These are numbers, these are using the left column numbers for 12 and 9. So, but again, there is, in the unspent seated for 2012, in the bottom line, is $150,000 for the ambulance. So, but there again, we said we're gonna spend it and we're not gonna spend it. So I don't know if we're ever in trouble or not. I really don't. I don't have a clue.
The State Board of Accounts says
Have they ever said a word, Todd? Okay. Okay.
No.
I know there's IC codes, blah, 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 blah. But
because they're always the one, oh, you gotta get your seat.
And I have to give them, when they come in at the first of the year, they ask for a copy of our seated plan.
I understand.
But they never come back and say,
No, you didn't obtain your.
Yeah, you said you were.
75% spending.
Okay, okay. This is just draft number one, first draft of a potential 2013, 2014 seeded plan. These are only my ideas, so that's why we have to, as a group, work on this together. And project one is the EDC. It's exactly what I report we're gonna spend for 13. It's the same exact amount as I said we would spend on the previous one. And then 3% increase for 14. Project number two, there's really no change in project number two. I just left it exactly the way it was. Project number three, I left exactly the way it was. Project number four, you're gonna have two county highway projects in the seeded plan. One is road projects, just extra money for road work. $150,000 in 13 and $125,000 in 14. This is from a request from Mike Barton. Project number 5 is the Whitley County Council on Aging. There was no change there. Project number 6 then was another county highway request. It was a request to purchase a tandem axle truck in 13 and one in 14 at $150,000 each year. Project number 7 was no different than it has been. It's county website maintenance. Project number 8 is courthouse repairs / maintenance projects, $108,000 over 2 years. And there's a list of, that's the list they turned in that they would like to do. Project number 9 then is the humane shelter project that I told you I had put in the project, $25,000 a year for 2 years. Then this morning, I just got this project request this morning from the Community Corrections to replace their roof and seal and stripe their parking lot, and then just miscellaneous things because I wasn't honestly sure about the prices. So they're looking at $44,800, and I only have that in 13. So I'm certainly not asking for action right now on it, and I absolutely positively want your input. I guess at our next meeting, I'd kind of like to go. I'd like for you to get me your thoughts, and I will make second and third drafts, whatever it takes, until we can get this thing massaged to where every one of us can live with the plan.
The amounts you have for 2013, does it expense pretty much remaining balance for 2012 and what I gave you today estimated?
Jen, that is an absolutely great question. Seriously, it is, and the answer is I don't know. I ran out of time.
All right.
Because that's what has to happen.
And I know
It's going to have to match what we have left, and 806,000. I'm sorry, what we have left. 806,000 for 13. 75% of that number.
You got it.
So
we need the last two
honestly and truly,
pieces.
I haven't got it.
We need the last 2 expenses for the website and the radios to come out yet this year, and then give you an.
But my numbers indicate, my numbers here, did I give you one of these? Yeah, okay. My numbers here indicate they will come out.
Okay.
So it looks like we're gonna end the year with about $665,000 on hand.
Okay.
And then 806 next year, so like 1.4 million.
What's your projects go
Okay.
to?
That's why I said, I ran out of time. Besides, these guys hadn't seen it, so it's pretty moot until they get their chance to yay or nay a lot of these projects. So we won't have a problem spending the money. Well, I think I said that last year. We do, I guess, but